Greetings and salutations, this is Hugh Jarsz, and welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. I've got some guests today, including some surprise guests, so we'll get on to them a bit later. And seeing as you can see him, I will welcome my main guest right now. It's MC Toon. How are you, MC?
I am good. Glad to be here. People are wondering if it's my birthday. It's not, but feel free to celebrate anyway.
Yes, it's my birthday, actually. It's been a year since my YouTube channel started. Well, I did my first video anyway, my first real video. I did a few dog videos before that. And the reason when I started on Mr. Sensible's stream. Guess who's just joined us?
Oh, look at that.
The great Prophet Zarquan. How are we for time?
Prophet Zarquan, just in time, yes.
Hi, guys. I do apologise. I got caught up. Greetings, Hugh. Greetings, MC. How's it going?
Super.
Smashing.
Yeah, so we got a surprise guest for my channel's birthday. So Mr. Sensible and Crafty Keeler and PhD Tony, we did a little birthday stream on his channel. But the plan was for us all to do our own little birthday stream. So this is mine. And
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And I wanted to get the YouTubers whose content I really like and who contributed the most to my channel's growth over the last year.
And since you couldn't get them, you got me and MC instead.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, not really. Obviously, the channel started with Mr. Sensible, and it got kicked on by Where's Wally, who I've sent him a link to join, but he rarely joins live streams, so it's unlikely we'll see him. And the second boost I got was from MC Toon when I did a video for him when he was on holidays. And so it's great to have you guys here. It means a lot to me. So thank you very much for coming along.
My pleasure.
Yeah, it's good. I've not. I'm so happy to be on with Mr. Blofeld.
Yes.
What?
Well, he does have a cat.
Big fan. Yeah.
No, Mr. Bond. Well, that was golfing.
I expect you to die.
Yeah. One of the best lines ever in a movie, I think.
It is. It's brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant.
So, yeah, thank you for coming. But I need to get into a few tedious things. Like the first thing I want to point out to everyone, I'm on my community page. So go to my channel and click community tab. You'll see that I'm running a Flurf World Cup. And round one is up at the moment. There are 12 matchups to choose from. Pick the Flurf you think is the flurfiest and vote accordingly. And then I've given you till Wednesday, about, I think it was 8 p.m. UTC. And then I'll tally up the results and we'll do round two. And, of course, that's only 6. So I'm going to add in 2 wild cards for round 2. One will be the loser of who got the most votes from round 1. And another will be one of the people that I must have forgotten. I've had a few suggestions. Please make more suggestions, and I'll get my members to choose who will be the second wild card. And then we'll have round 2, and then it'll become round 3, and then eventually we'll have a winner at the end.
So I presume that the one who gets the least votes, the one who's totally failed, is actually the winner because they failed at that as well.
That's right, yeah. Just
Cool.
like, Riley winning DFOTY.
Yes.
Probably the other major bit of news, I haven't had a live stream for a while because I've had to figure out a few things in my life. When I started this channel, the pandemic was just kicking off, and the sort of work I do on a contract basis. And all the contracts disappeared with the pandemic. So I've actually been unemployed for a long time. And
did you look behind the sofa, Hugh?
Yeah. Well, I looked the last place I looked, that's for sure.
Okay.
But I got a contract about 2 months ago, and I've been figuring out how to do this and do a full-time job. And luckily, I only have to go into the office 2 days a week, so I can sort of adjust my schedule so that I can do videos. So I'm still working on videos that probably will be less frequent. I'll try and do a live stream every week, if not every 2 weeks. And I'll be still enjoying this while doing my job, but I'm the sort of person when I've got a job, I've got to focus on it. So, I'm going to start work straight after this live stream finishes, of course, because it'll be 8 a.m. That didn't come out right. 8 a.m. for me. So that's, if you've been wondering why I haven't been on a lot, that's why. I've been trying to figure out how my life's going to work with both a job and doing this. Another thing I want to talk about is that Tommy Grunwald mentioned earlier in the chat, and it's something I've been noticing. YouTube's doing its unsubscribing you without your knowledge trick again. So if you're here, you're probably subscribed, so it's probably not a problem, but keep checking if you are or not so that you get the latest from Hugh Jarsz, and not to mention other creators such as Mr. Sensible and MC Toon.
Yeah, can I jump in there? It's interesting you saying that. I have noticed it big time. Several people had sort of said, I didn't get notification of this. And then I was thinking about it. Hold on. I've got my, I'm sort of subscribed to my own channel, make sure I get notifications. And I thought, I haven't got them. My missus hasn't got them. And I've been watching my subscriber count. It went up, 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 slow, slow, slow. And it's slowly going. I mean, you always get a little ups and downs, but it's always been on an upward trajectory. But it's just literally stopped and slowly going down. And nobody really is getting notifications. So I've been asking people to unsub, resub, and then hit all notifications. I don't know if you've been getting that as well, MC.
I've not been watching it that closely, I guess. Should I? I was told if you know.
No, you got plenty of subs.
Flat out. Flat out. He told me early on, don't focus on subs. And so maybe I'm taking that too seriously.
Well, no, I agree to a certain extent, but when you reach a point that YouTube is either unsubscribing or is not notifying people, you got a problem. Yeah. It's not to do with whether you're over focused on it, but no matter what you're doing, if YouTube's busy not telling anyone, you got trouble, haven't you?
Yeah.
You should check because you're nearly as many subs as me now, MC. Nearly, yeah.
Nearly.
Well, you are in a race. Yeah.
We were.
I have to apologize, people. I tried to not cross 10,000. I'm like, all right, people, stop. And they didn't stop. So I'm sorry, Mr. Sensible. We were going to cross together at the same moment.
Yeah.
It's hard to control. So people,
just chuck a few my way. We'll divvy them up between us.
Go ahead. People, unsub to me, sub to Mr. Sensible. Even it out. That's all good. I don't care.
I'm going to screen cap that.
Okay. Well, I've noticed it particularly because I'm a much smaller channel, of course, and I get about 4 or 5 new subs a day, but I also lose about 2 or 3. And it seems odd to me because to unsub is usually a conscious decision. You're saying, no, I don't like this guy anymore. But for most people, you have to do something really bad for that to happen. So unsubbing should be much rarer than subbing. So the fact that it's almost the same rate as the subbing, that sort of suggests that something else is going on, doesn't it?
It does. There is something, definitely, because other people have noticed it as well. We went through this phase a number of months back. Do you remember, MC? A whole bunch.
Yeah.
I think around January, YouTube purges dead accounts, which would make sense. If an account hasn't been logged in for, I don't know, a certain amount of time, then is it a real account? Do people watch? Should you leave them in the count for subs or not? Probably not.
So do you mean I'm going to have to go into all those accounts just to watch a video?
Yes.
Just to maintain my
all of those thousands of
all your
stock accounts. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, that's how you got all the subs.
Well, yeah. Well, that and the ones I bought, of course.
Yes, of course.
Oh, yes.
The ones that NASA gives you are real. So
yeah.
They don't get deleted.
NASA chatbots. Yep. I think it's time we gave some love to the chat. So welcome to the people that are here. We've got 31 watching. That's good. Tommy Grunfeld, as I mentioned earlier, hello to you. Dora and Koo, one of my members, always good to see you. MC Toon is in there. What a surprise.
Yeah.
Carl Edwards from South Africa. G'day, Carl. Ricky Balboa. Hello.
Ricky Balboa, I like that.
Yes.
Hello, Ricky.
Judy Bassett, good evening to you. It's good morning for me. It's 6:10 a.m. now. Angel Gamer, hello. Barry On, g'day. Dave Space Comarin, good evening to you. Barry On, I got already. NS Sherlock, I wonder what the NS stands for. Hello. Facty, that's the way you got to say it, of course. How are you? Tuss, or Tuss, I always mispronounce that. It's the 2 S's that always get me. G'day, mate. How are you? Microraptor, I haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you. Arctic Reflections, another one of my favorite creators. Hello to you. I enjoyed the video he released just before this. I watched it while I was getting ready. And Mr. Sensible, who's that guy? I've never heard of him before. Hello.
Well, I don't know. I just read the description of this stream. One of my favourite creators, MC Toon, joins me to help me celebrate the birthday. Also, I might have one or two other guests as a surprise. Thanks, pal.
Well, I'd written that before you said you were coming on. So, yeah, I'll update that so after the stream so that we make sure that everyone knows that you were here.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes. Elon Musk. Oh, that's it. Oh, Keith Newton. I missed you. Sorry, Keith. Elon Musk. Okay. He's from SparseX, I guess.
Sparse.
Something like that. Slim Living Cyborg, another one of my favorite creators. Get Happy Channel Womb Escape Day. I guess so. The channels come from wombs. It must have come from your womb, Mr. Sensible.
What's that?
Never
missed something.
Nope. You nothing.
No.
Okay, we'll leave that one alone. Yes, I don't have to worry, Arctic Reflections, because you're here now. That's good. Rich 901. I don't think I've seen that. He brought cake. Oh, that's always a good thing. Surf. G'day, Surf. Surf's always been around for a long while. The Pothole, our resident Sasquatch, is here. Hello, I just skipped. Where did it go? I've lost it. Why did it skip to the bottom? That was crazy. Now I've lost where I was up to. I'm really annoyed now. I do have. Oh yes, there it is. And so hello, the Pothole. It's good to see our resident Sasquatch. Fohammer 335. I need to figure out what that means. Thank you for the super chat. MC Toon has too much hair to be on here. Well, that assumes that I don't have hair, doesn't it? I'm wearing a mask that covers my head, so you can't tell.
We're not talking about butt crack hair.
Well, the mask covers two parts of hair on Hugh.
Well, as far as you know, yeah. Thank you for the super chat, Fohammer 335. Daybreaker Flint, hello, Bork to you as well. Chris Witt 66, he's another regular commenter on my videos. G'day to you. Enohara, Globus have NASA, but the flatties have sneaked into YouTube. Okay. And I'm seeing Mr. Malort, thank you for your happy birthday. The Turtle Moves, g'day to you. And I think that's just about it. Your bearded dragon doesn't count here from Hammer 335. All right. Or my map of Tasmania. No.
I only recently figured out what that meant.
Oh, right. Yes. Yes. Mine's rather distorted, of course.
Oh.
All right. So welcome to everyone in the chat. It's great to see you. Thank you for that super chat again, Fohammer. All right. So what was next on my agenda? Oh, yes. So recently I did Equinox Escapades again because it was the Equinox. In fact, how long's it been now? A month now, almost. Because I did it last year and I got people from all over the world to take a bearing on the setting or rising sun around the equinox. And that proved that it always rose or set in the east or west, depending on whether it's sunset or sunrise, on the equinox. So no matter where you are in the world, you can see the sun to the east, which in itself is a flat earth killer. But then in that video, I plotted where it should be on a flat earth if we use the Gleason map, which I shall share my screen now. It's always a bit clunky, this. There we go. So there's the Gleason map. So you can see that yellow ring, and that's the equator. And so if the world was flat, this is what it has to look like, basically. And that's where the equator would be. And so what I did is everyone said their bearing was east for a sunrise and west for a sunset. And the equinox is where the sun is overhead at the equator at sidereal noon. So you could plot where the sun was, and it'd be halfway through the day around. Being the equinox, the day is the same length no matter where you are on Earth, and the night's the same length because that's what an equinox means. So you could get a bearing of where it should be and compare that to where it was. And in every case, it on the flat Earth, it wasn't where it was where reality said it was. So that killed the flat Earth again. So I had a few videos just to prove it that it works for the other equinox as well. And now I've got to find. Oops, I should stop sharing. Now I've got to find these. I put them in the folder. That's where I put them. No, I didn't. Damn it. I was going to show them. I'm going to have to make a video now because I don't know where to find them. I've just forgotten where I've put it all. That doesn't matter. What they did show is this at the other equinox, the sun does set in the west and due west, and the sun does rise due east on the equinox. So it's confirmed both equinoxes. That's reality. Flat earthers can't complain with that anymore.
No, I actually did a thing that flat earthers refuse to do. I used observations to try to make a map for them. So if everybody sees the sunrise due east, and at the same time on one line of longitude, then it can't be a straight line. It has to actually be a big curve.
Yeah.
And they're all equidistant from it. So it's 180 degrees of curve at sunrise on any one particular line of longitude. But then at sunset, it has to be a curve the other direction. So the flat Earth map is obviously a straight equator, and the actual surface of the Earth constantly undulates underneath us, and we don't notice it, of course. But that's what has to happen for their map to work.
Well, there's one other possibility, is that the directions are curved. If you head east, you're actually going on a curve around the flat Earth.
For some unknown reason.
Yeah. Why would it do that?
That's the usual explanation, isn't it? Reasons.
Yeah.
Yes. But it makes sense to them, so therefore it must be true.
That's all I got.
Yes.
That's all they ever got.
Well, I didn't see what Gary Wybinga said.
He was talking to me. He's just he made a comment about my debunk, and I've just said do a debunk back to me, and he said soon. So all is cool.
Oh, and then he just flat lies here. He says everyone does not see the sunrise at 90 or set at 270 on the same day. No.
Well, I just look at my video. I've proven that no matter where you are in the world, it's exactly the same.
I guess Gary
I've collected
could
the
show
data, Gary. What have you done?
Show evidence of that. No, forget that. Sorry, flat earthers don't do that.
There you go, Gary. There's another video for you to try and debunk. Debunk Hugh's Equinox video.
I think we had some buffering there for a minute.
Are we?
I think we're all.
I think it's just you, Hugh. You're at the bottom of the world, aren't you? So it's all trying to get uphill. I think he's fallen off.
See, you think it's just us now?
Yeah.
Like we have the whole thing. We could take it off.
We could lose him his channel.
We could. All right, let me share.
Again.
Let me share the video I recorded yesterday. No, I'll wait for tomorrow.
Lose his channel, MC. We'll lose his channel and just divvy up his subs between us.
That works.
You can works for me too.
You can have most. That's okay.
Do we have to let him back in if he comes back?
Gary says,
I'm back.
You can simply look at the time and date. It did for me 2 days before it did for a Wolfie. Oh, because he's looking.
Perfect sense.
Because you know what he's doing is he's not looking at the geometric center of the sun. He's looking at when the sun first breaks the horizon. So that's the upper limb of the sun, which makes sense because the farther north or south you go, when it first crosses the horizon, it will be skewed to the east or west because the sun isn't rising straight up. It's rising slightly to the side. There you go. Measure the geometric center of the sun there, Gary.
It's rising to the side at an angle equal to your latitude.
You can't use sort of maths and geometry, Hugh. That's just not fair.
In fact, this would require the use of sine and cosine, which we know Gary can never do.
Yeah, I don't never understand. Did you hear? I'm going to do a video on this. On Modern Day Debates, they had Flat Earth Aussie Jesus amongst other people, and he was saying he was asked, "Does 2 plus 2 equals 4?" And his response was, 2 plus 2 what?
Yes.
So it was just an abstract concept.
Did he need units? Did he think he needed units?
I saw that. It was just mind-numbing, wasn't it, Hugh?
Yeah. He said, well, if you've got 2 apples and 2 origins, you don't have 4 apples, do you? As if any of that's relevant. It's not.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, that is getting pretty desperate, isn't it?
It is.
What about tin fruit?
Yes.
Whole and segments.
Yes.
All right. I have. Here it is. Let me share this. This is their map for sunrise. It matches one observation. So Gary, this will match just for one observation for you. Let's see. There it is. That's what 20 degrees east longitude must look like at sunrise on the equinox. So there you go. And it goes the opposite direction for sunset. Unless, and Gary's like, it's very slightly off. Well, Gary, even using the very slightly off, go right ahead and make a map on that. It won't change the look of this very dramatically. But it certainly won't work for anything flat and not undulating. So somebody liked me talking about undulation.
Okay. Maybe you got one of those voices. Undulation.
Ooh. Is that your new ASMR channel?
Maybe. Yeah. Hugh Jarsz ASMR. I'm not sure that'd work very well. I'm going to have sounds of my blubber flubbering and things like that. It might be relaxing, I don't know. It'd be rather disturbing to me. But yes, Gary, that's another trait of Flirfs. They never admit when they're wrong, whereas we admit when we're wrong all the time. It's just that we go out of our way to make sure we're correct.
Yeah, and the amount that I'm wrong is a nominal percentage within a margin of error, which, again, flat earthers don't understand margin of error. Yeah. All measurements have a margin of error, every one of them. Yeah. So when you're looking, for example, at the sunrise and sunset azimuth angles on the equinox, just add plus or minus 1 degree. Perfectly fine. Make it fit with plus or minus 1 degree on a flat earth. You can't. Do it with plus or minus 5 degrees. You can't. Do it with plus or minus 20 degrees. You can't. Doesn't matter. You can't. So.
What, you're not going to let him?
Or it's illegal or something.
Give it a try.
That's the way they think about it. Plus or minus 180 degrees then?
Well, then you could, I suppose.
Well, there you go then.
If your margin of
360,
if your margin of error is as big as your measurement, then everything fits, of course.
Yes. Well, that's what they do, isn't it?
Measure with a micrometer, mark with chalk, and cut with an axe.
There you go.
Cool.
I was doing something, finishing my bathroom in my basement, and I'm cutting this board. I'm like, I've cut this board 3 times, and it's still too short.
You should cut it a bit longer.
I'm like, that's my problem.
Hey, Doctor.
So just to finish off on the Equinox thing, I received videos from S. Thurston 2, Edgar Funk, and M. Shedler 49. I hope I pronounce those correctly. That's their YouTube names. Thank you very much for sending those in. I believe I've got 1 or 2 others as well, but most people experience cloud on the same day, and they didn't send it to my email address, so that's where I was collecting everything. So, as a result, didn't really get enough to make a video out of it, so I just thought I was going to show them here, but I guess I might just do a video and show them anyway. Very nice sunsets too. So, all right. Thank you, Second Best Bob, for becoming a Jarsol. Welcome to the club.
Jarsols.
Are you a Jarsol, MC Toon?
I am not.
Oh, maybe you should be. How about you, Mr. Sensible? This channel came from your womb.
My womb? That reminds me of a very dodgy joke.
Well, they should be, shouldn't they? Someone else said hi. Dr. Osiris, hello.
He
Dr.
did
Osiris.
indeed. To all of us.
Yes. I don't think, is there any? Oh, he gave me a second best. Bob gave me a super chat as well for £5. How do you say it, Mr. Sensible? 5 of your shiniest sterling?
Shiny sterling pounds, yes.
That's right. Yes. Happy birthday, Jarsz. Thank you very
Bob.
much. Yes, Global Mom's
thanks,
here.
Bob.
Yes. Oh, thanks, Bob. Yes. Thanks, second best, Bob. And yes, Global Mom being a member, she's proud to be a Jarsz soul, and she's showing the emojis that she can show. So if you're a member, can you please drop some emojis, especially the corgi ones?
Really? Global Mom's come on your channel and she's showing you her emojis.
She's showing me her corgis. All right. So I wanted in particular to have MC Toon on, apart from being one of my favorite creators, as is Mr. Sensible. Oh my God. Oh, I think you've just seen it.
Hugh, I don't think I noticed. It's all right.
All right, I've never seen that name before. Butch Thundercock. Hello, Butch. You didn't say hello, but hello to you. I did see. I don't think he was a YouTube creator. I saw him somewhere. A guy had the name Hammerfist. I can't even say it. Hammerfist Thundercock, and yeah, that was a pretty awesome name. I thought. I can't think of a more awesome name than that. Yes. Why is Dr. Osiris being? I guess I show that. I don't know what that symbol means, but it's a teddy bear.
That's the secret NASA shield symbol. You just let everyone know it now, Hugh.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to be really good at keeping secrets, aren't we? Oh, another super chat from Sir for $5. I don't know which country that is, but thank you very much. It's a sticker. So
you don't know what country dollars are from.
Dollars are from lots of countries.
When it actually says US in front of it.
Does it?
It doesn't, not that I see.
Oh, I see.
I just
US.
see a dollar.
I just see dollar.
I see US $5.
You're special.
Yeah, that's just what Mrs. Sensible said.
Yes.
And
I presume that's a corgi sticker too, actually. So that's really cute.
I thought it was a cat.
That's a corgi. What are you talking about?
Could be a fox. Corgis do look like foxes.
My daughter loves corgis, so
so she should.
She absolutely.
Which one of the 33 children is she?
One of them. Apparently, the Queen has corgis.
Yeah,
she's got some new corgis.
I think she's only got one now.
Oh.
They actually took them away from her because corgis are a tripping hazard, and when you're 94 years old, that's something you want to avoid. But she's had 2 new corgi puppies in the last few months. All the corgi sites have been reporting it. So obviously they think she's allowed to have them. Those corgis will probably outlive her, but no.
Couldn't you fit the corgis with those spinning orange hazard lamps so you can see them?
That's a good idea.
You still have to look down, and the horizon always rises to eye level. So.
Well, and sirens then.
Sirens, yeah, but at 94, she might be a bit deaf. So.
Could be.
Dora and Coos giving me a €5 super chat. Everybody is a Jarsz soul deep inside. Just the magnitude fluctuates to many more years. Thank you very much, Dora. My favorite Dutch person. Oh, the super chats are coming. Oh, 50 sex. I love the sex.
You got to do a sex dance now. How can you do a sex dance?
I'm doing it right
just
now.
An avatar? Oh, are you?
Can't you feel the earthquake coming from the Australian region? So this is MMIX. What's that? That's
Linus.
What's M? 2009. Linus. Don't mind me. I'm only offering sex. Well, what a shame. He's only offering sex. Doesn't offer any other services, obviously. All right. So thank you very much for that. 50 sex. How much is that in Australian dollars?
You could retire.
20 million, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, at least. At least you can retire now, Hugh.
Oh, Snark, you're also one of my favorite Dutch persons, but hey, check out Dora. She's cute.
Snark got busted.
And Global Mom says they should put neon orange flags on tall poles on the corgis, so when they run around, she will see them. Well, that would probably help.
Or you could just put them on stilts so they're at eye level.
That would turn them into border collies.
Would it?
Because border collies are corgis with freakishly long legs.
Oh, I see.
Really?
So you use corgis to go sheep herding then on stilts?
Actually,
You live in a
stilts,
weird
yes.
world, Hugh. Not only is it upside down, it's weird.
The Welsh use corgis as cattle dogs, and they bred them with short legs on purpose so that they're less likely to get broken legs from the cattle kicking them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And they've got these floofy chests so they can get through the snow easily. You look up corgi in the snow on YouTube. You get all these videos of them plowing through the snow. It's good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, our local council, they don't have snow plows anymore. They just got cars with corgis strapped on the front.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Excellent.
Butch Thundercock. I'm not sure I should read this one out, but it's an interesting idea. He asks, corgis die after sex. Well, the one he banged did anyway. Yeah, well, I'm not sure. Maybe I should be calling the police on that. But anyway.
Oh my God. We don't know what country, I suppose.
No. Don't want to know.
Could be, yep.
Well, a name like Thundercock, he must be Australian. So. Oh, Lommy Play's going. Thank you for the wishes, Slimy Play. We'll catch you later. Yeah, they're still talking to Gary. I don't know why. Just ignore him. He'll go away. Fohammer's given me another super chat for $5 whatever country dollars. Careful, if you keep talking about sex, Toon might start undulating and using his inadequate measuring equipment. Ooh. With the margin of error, of course.
With the margin of error, it is definitely adequate.
Yes,
Just
plus or minus 12 inches, yeah.
Yes.
How did we get into this? I don't know.
I don't know.
It was you and your filthy talk about your dirty corgis.
Well, that was Butch Thundercock's talk. I was just reading it out. Yes. All right. So, yes, one of the reasons I wanted to have Toon on was, and Mr. Sensible can talk to this as well. Is it my imagination, or have the conspiracy nutters gone even nuttier lately?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I look at the people you have on, Toon, and I'm thinking they're obviously not there for a decent debate. So, where are you getting them from?
I mostly Facebook. But yeah, I'm in a couple different 5G related groups, and those people are nuttier. The thing about flat Earth, you only need about 8th grade education to figure it out, right? But
as much as that.
But 5G, it is much more complicated, and because of that, people assign more magical things to it. They don't understand any of the basics, but still make lots of claims. And then they'll go and they'll be like, well, Tesla, because all the nutters love Tesla because you can assign anything to Tesla that you want. So they're like, well, Tesla made scalar waves. And now we use scalar waves in this $500 thing that'll protect you from 5G. How does it work? Well, it's got scalar waves. Tesla invented it. Duh. It's awesome because Tesla invented. Can you show me? No. Never mind. You never get any good information out of them. It's just nonsense, but they love it. Yeah. They're more crazy. Definitely more crazy. The lockdown has done this to them.
I was going to say, yeah. Is it crazy because they've been stuck inside for a lot of time and that allow their minds to fester and ferment?
Yeah. And it's this is causing this is causing this is causing, it's all together in this big map of wackiness. It's the guy in his closet with the pictures on the wall and all the yarn between them. That's every one of them.
Yes, pretty much. At least that's the way they present themselves.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing. It's I've just had a rush of super chats, so I better mention those. So first of all, Fohammer. Oh, hang on, no, that's the old one. Blue Marble Science. Good to see you, Blue. I'm hoping to do a video with you soon. For $5, presumably American dollars. I'm fresh out of sex. You'll have to make do with dollars. Well, I think I'll make an exception this time. Yes, I'll have dollars instead of sex. Dollars can get you sex, I'm told, but I've never experienced that. So, Mr. Malort, hello to you. $4.99. Must be using an Apple device. Belgian Shepherds are greater than Corgis. Well, in size, yeah. That makes sense. Asa did a happy channel birthday, so thank you for that. And, why did it jump? Faux Habit gave another super chat for $2. He's smart. He does it in a small amount so he can do lots of them. In all honesty, I love you. Oh, just trolling Toon. Well, why not? He's there to be trolled. In fact, Toon doesn't troll anyone else. He just allows people to troll themselves, really, doesn't he?
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I give him a platform to do that. And I gently, I take them by the hand and gently lead them to the platform of derpiness.
Yes, where they just explode in a singularity of dumb.
Yeah, a dumbularity.
Yes. And Tusk has given me a 5 shining sterling pounds. Thank you very much for that, Tusk. Don't spend it on Carlton, you bogan. Carlton. That's Carlton Draft, you mean? Okay. I don't really drink Carlton. I don't really drink beer. I like Ridback beer, actually. It's a wheat beer. It's a boutique beer. It's quite a nice little thing. Nice and refreshing on the palate. But I tend to drink whiskey more than beer these days. Because as I get older, I realise I have less of a life to ruin, so I can get into a few more vices that I avoided when I was younger. So, Slim Cyborg says 5G is his favourite vibrator. I wonder what Mark Steele would say to that.
Or Nathan Oakley.
Does Oakley go on about 5G? Oh, no, he goes on about the other things.
Yes.
Yep.
He goes on about anything, really.
Enough.
Yes.
Hello, I make a prediction, actually. In my Flurf World Cup, I predict that Nathan Oakley will take out the title. But that's my prediction. I'm not going to bias anyone. You vote otherwise if you disagree with me. And Judy Bassett for 5 shining sterling pounds. Thank you for saying happy birthday, Jarsz. Thank you very much. I'm amazed I'm still here, to be honest.
They're euros.
Are they? Oh,
yeah.
Yes, I'm too far away from the screen. My glasses didn't resolve it enough.
Do you need an upgrade? When I was at Team Skeptic's house, sitting right next to him, and he's reading stuff. He can't read it. I'm like, here you go. And he put them on. He's like, I can see. So he's ordering glasses. These are just readers.
Well, when you're sitting at his house, that's like you have to be next to him, don't you? It's like a matchbox. Because he's so skinny, he just only needs a matchbox to live in, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yep. I don't know.
And the Snark says, sometimes money is too short to drink expensive whiskey. Yes. Except he used an E. That's not whiskey, that's bourbon.
To spell it with an E?
Yes. Scotch is always without an E. And Scotch is where whiskey comes from. So, well, I guess it's not really. It's where whiskey's universal, but the Scotch is where is like the definition of whiskey, really. The world definition.
I know little of such things. I'm a good boy, and I don't drink all this stuff.
Yes, you only take heroin. Well, no, you don't, because I don't want to start a rumor.
No.
He definitely does not take that.
No, definitely not.
You got to be careful what you say, don't you? I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I've done enough to dispel it. All right. So, so I thought we'd have a look at seeing we've got Toon on here. We thought we'd have a look at Mark Steele. Do you want me to play the lies first or the not an expert one first? Not expert's only 15 seconds. Maybe that one.
Yeah, do that one. I love that.
All right. Let's. Oh, hang on. It started before I wanted it to. Let me share the screen. It's like 4 clicks to share a screen. It's really frustrating. There we go. All right. Let's have a look at this.
I don't hear it.
Can I see a picture of Mr. Sensible with Arnold?
I think so. It could have been, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Did I didn't hear it? Did the people in the stream hear it?
I didn't hear it either.
I might have. Oh, damn it.
Sound issues, Hugh. Sound?
Well, it's not so much a sound issue. It's the there's an option on Streamlabs that you have to share audio as well as the screen. And because I haven't done a live stream for a while, I forgot all about it. So let's try it one more time. All right. It's only 15 seconds.
Don't rely on me.
You hear it
I
this
am
time?
not an expert in microwave radiation. Right? I'm not an expert in microwave radiation emissions.
I'm not an electronics expert.
I'm not the main expert in microwave radiation. I'm not an expert in microwave radiation.
There you
Here we
go. He's not
You
an
heard it that time, I
expert.
hope. Yes. Well, he's not an expert at much, is he?
No, well,
Is it?
he
Go on.
made those videos early in his rounds of making claims about 5G, and then later he declared himself to be an expert, very, very expert, in fact.
Well, he's
So-
watched some YouTube videos by then, I should think.
I think he didn't even do that.
Hmm.
He just decided he was an expert.
Make shit up, I suppose. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Good call.
So yeah, I love that one because all the people that call him an expert kind of fall apart when you play that.
He's he's. I think you've described this yourself, Toon. He's someone who's failed at life, basically, and he's hooked onto this as something that gives him some sort of importance in his own head, at least. People want to interview him and that sort of thing because to hear what sort of crazy things he has to say, and he likes the attention, and that makes him feel like he hasn't failed. So, and that's his whole stick. There's no evidence or anything he says. He's clearly not an expert in anything, but he's enjoying the limelight, even though it's not deserved.
Well, Hugh, you do know his history. Serious, do you know his history? His background?
Not really, no.
He was a bouncer, and he actually, I think he got an eight stretch for shooting a girl in the head.
Yeah, I know that, but yeah.
And that's not slander or anything. That's in the newspapers. You can look it
it's
up.
a court case.
Yeah, and before that, he was the newspaper listed his occupation as a fitter and part-time bouncer. So fitter is like some sort of a plumber type thing, right? So that's what he was before going to prison. And then after going to prison, well, he certainly wouldn't have done anything with, top secret information or military things after prison. I don't believe the Queen's people are going to be employing and giving top secret information to ex-cons, right?
Well, I mean, maybe when he's in prison, they said, look, you need to do some work. You can sew some mailbags or you can become a 5G weapons expert. And he couldn't sew. So,
Yes.
So exactly. So when he talks about his expertise in the military, not in the military, but doing things with the military and some secret weapon systems. It had to be prior to 1993 when he was a fitter. I don't know what kind of expertise you might get in weapon systems as a fitter, but I wouldn't put it high on the list of expertise.
Well, I don't know what it's like in other armies in Australia, around the world, but in Australia, army cooks are called fitters and turners, because they fit the food into pots and turn it into crap.
Sounds like my wife.
Yeah, so maybe he was an army cook, and that's where he got his military expertise.
He was never in the army either.
Yeah, well, as a cook, I mean, but
could have been a cook.
Could have been in the catering services or whatever. Anyway, another super chat from Second Best Bob. Thank you, Second Best Bob. Thanks, Bob. To all there, I have 5 good friends with serious conspiracy theory beliefs, I guess that is. I want to interview them as YouTube videos. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. I would suggest don't try and challenge them or anything. Just ask them what they think and put it out for everyone to look at, and then let the comments do the rest. That would be my suggestion. Anyway, what do you guys suggest?
Yeah, you can do it just as an interview. That works, especially as an introduction thing. If you don't have a large following already.
Yeah, Mr. Sensible, any thoughts? Any advice for Second Best Bob?
What he said.
Yep. Oh, that makes it easy. It bogs down the conversation, but anyway. But it does mean that what he said is correct, because 2 people said it. That's the way Flirts think, isn't it? Well, conspiracy nutters, I should say. I keep saying Flirts when I mean conspiracy nutters.
I think we should investigate what Tesla had to say about this, or Elon Musk. Or Neil deGrasse Tyson, and then that's the final word, isn't it?
Well, yes, he's silent.
I could call Neil. Hold on.
Yeah. I bet he's out.
Oh, hold on. I think it's going to voicemail. Oh no, he's answering service. Bill. Don't want to talk. Bill Nyes does his answering service. I'm like,
oh,
he's an engineer, so he wouldn't know what to do.
Basically, his secretary. So,
yeah. So I thought we might. So MC Toon's done a lot on Mark Steele, and he's given me a playlist that I thought we might play, and just have a look more about Mark Steele and his craziness about 5G. But I think you're right. What you said earlier about it's in electronics, and not everyone knows about electronics. In fact, most people wouldn't. They just use a computer. They don't understand all the wizardry that's inside. In fact, they regard it as wizardry. And that's fine because we don't need to know everything. We can't know everything. But when someone comes along and says something that sounds plausible, even though it's based on nothing, Bill Nye, the phone guy, Microaptor says, that's a good one. It's just like flat Earth. If people seem really adamant about what they're talking about and they seem really confident that they're correct and that sort of thing, other people think, oh, there must be something to that. And then if they hear it enough, they say, oh, it must be true, even though they've seen no evidence whatsoever. And it's the same with 5G. All right, so let's have a look at this playlist.
There's one that says very, very expert. That might be fitting considering the one we just watched.
Yes. We'll see what Mark Steele is all about.
The ICNIRP guidelines only apply to 6 minutes.
There's a maximum for 6 minutes I can be exposed to.
All right, so that's 1 milliwatt, a maximum of 6 minutes.
More than one milliwatt of energy for no more than 6 minutes.
A person 2 is 1 milliwatt, so that's a thousandth of a watt for no more than 6 minutes, because that'll cook you.
It's not yet here for 6 minutes. So any of these transmitters that your MP tell you that fits within the guideline, it's only for 6 minutes. So
That's a 25 milliwatt, 100% continuous. I can't expose you to one for no more than 6 minutes. That's the International Regulatory Poundage Code guideline.
The guideline is 1 milliwatt for 6 minutes max. Right. Well, the standard, the ICNIRP standard, right, it's 1 milliwatt for no more than 6 minutes.
Non-ionized radiation is the natural occurrence.
So you want to pause that?
Okay.
That was his 6 minutes thing, which is wrong. He's not an expert, right? When you're measuring exposure, you do averaging, time-based averaging. So you take the average amount of exposure and average it over 6 minutes. So the guidelines say that's how big the averaging window is. And actually there's a 6 minute averaging window and a 30-minute averaging window, depending on the different exposure levels. He has no idea. He thinks that that's all that you can get in a day. That's not what it means at all. He just has no clue.
What 1 milliwatt?
Yeah.
Does that mean our microwave up in our kitchen's grossly overpowered at 800 watts?
Yeah, but it's shielded, so you don't get hardly any outside.
Yeah, but maybe it's like homeopathic radiation. And if we all changed our microwaves to 1 milliwatt microwaves, our food would be cooked in a fraction of a second.
Yeah. Now,
so is that the way it works? The smaller the wattage, the more cooked you get.
That's
because homeopathic 5G principle. Have you not heard of it? I've just invented it.
Because if your microwave is 800 watts, 1 milliwatt is 1/800,000th of your microwave. It's a sense of scale. It's another thing that conspiracy nutters never seem to get, the sense of scale.
In fact, my food would be cooked before I even managed to shut the door.
There you go.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Of course, it's much more complicated than that, but we don't need to get into it. Yeah.
Okay, you had to spoil it, didn't you?
Sorry. Anyway, the point is, he didn't. So he says 6 milliwatts or 1 milliwatt. He didn't even get the units right. It's milliwatts per area, so it's either per centimeter squared or meter squared, depending on the. He doesn't even say that because he doesn't even understand enough that he knows that he needs to include the units. in his exposure stuff. But
well, that and the fact that he really is a total unit.
he is.
Yes. Well, it's like I said, he's reacting to something emotionally, and that's his argument, basically. And that's all conspiracy nutters are like that, whether it be flat Earth or 5G or anything else, or anti-vaxxers. Oh no, the children will get autism. Okay, what's the evidence for that? Well, they'll get autism. You know, that's their argument, and I think it's with the lockdown in particular, with the pandemic in general. There's so much disinformation going around. It makes it really poignant how important our channels are, because this sort of thing could easily become the mainstream way of thinking about things, and that can't happen because our society would implode if that happened.
Oh yeah.
And we got to get people back onto the scientific way of looking at things. Don't believe anything until you've got a reasonable amount of evidence that it's actually true. Don't believe someone just because they're that's the way salesmen work. TV evangelists and things like that. They're really passionate and everything like that. That is not evidence. That is just that guy being excited about it. You got to look at the facts behind it as well. If someone comes to you and says, "Oh, buy this new thing that you've never heard of, and we'll do all these wonderful things," you want to look into it, don't you? But we're getting to the point where society will say, "Okay, I'll just trust you," which is it's not going to work well. It's not going to end well. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, to be clear, if I could wrap this up, the legal limit in the United States for cell phone frequency is 1 milliwatt per square centimeter. And that's averaged over 30 minutes, which he didn't understand. The controlled exposure, which would be like people that are working, is 5 milliwatts per square centimeters, averaged over 6 minutes. That's like the minimum amount of information to talk about exposure, but he just says whatever he says. He doesn't get it. So anyway.
Yeah, he's a scary number. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so let's continue with I'll put it back to the beginning.
This one's crazy.
Non-ionized radiation is the natural occurring radiation field that is supposed to not cause ionization. However, that only applies to natural occurring and not man-made. And that's how you can cause ionization.
So what's ionization?
Ionization is where you knock an ion off an atom.
What's an ion?
An ion, there's an eon and an ion. One's positively charged, one's negatively charged.
Okay, there's an eon and an ion.
Yeah.
And which one's negatively charged and which one's positively charged?
You're asking us a question there now, and
I don't. This is all new to me because we're going to have to. So when non-ionizing radiation hits some substance, does it cause ionization?
It depends on the polarization of the signal.
Right. So
polarization of the signal.
Wow, so many new things here. This is what we've got to look at. What do you mean by the polarization of the signal?
Well, a photon, in the non-ionizing radiation spectrum, there's not enough energy in the photon to cause ionization. However, if I polarize enough photons in that focus, our laser can cut stainless steel.
He has no clue.
I call bullshit because he didn't mention at all a flux capacitor.
No,
I'm sure you need a flux capacitor.
Oh. So the guy interviewing him,
take the piss, wouldn't he?
Raynard, yeah, he has a degree in electrical engineering, and he's pretending to not. Right? He told him he interviews people or he works in HR or something, some nominal thing like that. But he's good at like assembling information, and so you can hear his response. He's just baffled. Like, what do you mean? It knocks an ion off an atom. That's not how ionization. Ionization is when you knock an electron off an atom or add an electron to an atom, and then the atom is called a cation or an anion. But Mark Steele says it's called an ion or an eon.
Where the eon is a period of time.
Absolutely. I'm like, when I first heard that, I'm like, well, maybe it's a difference in England versus the US. And nope, I asked people, nope, that is not it at all.
It's the difference between a reasonable person and a total freaking idiot.
Yes.
And it's a perfect example of what I was talking about before. He was really confident with his responses. So if you didn't know what he was talking about, you'd think he'd know that he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was just nonsense, you know?
Yeah. And then it's stuff about polarization. Polarizing it doesn't do anything, right? If you focus it, right, which is not polarization. Polarization is about changing the angle,
the flow of the electrons.
Geez. So, you need more power, which he doesn't understand power versus frequency either. You need more power to cut steel. That still doesn't ionize. So, there you go.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. An ion is an atom that changes its charge by losing
or
gaining an electron.
Yes.
And then it's more susceptible to forming compounds with something else.
It is more reactive, more chemically reactive. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why ionization is a problem, because your cells stop becoming what they are normally.
If you ionize an atom in your DNA. Right, DNA is a stable compound. You ionize an atom, it'll go and have some random other thing that it does. It'll bind chemically to something else and change the DNA. And if it's something that can be replicated, then now you have an error replicated in your DNA. So that's what's bad.
All right, Slim Living Cyborg. Yes, you can post that link. So for those conspiracy nutters that think we all have microchips implanted in us, Slim Living Cyborg had one deliberately implanted. You'll see why in the video. But it sort of proves that you can't get them through vaccines. You can't get chips through vaccines.
Oh my goodness!
Rather a gruesome sort of thing. I don't know if you've seen it, but you can't get chips that small to just flow through in a vaccine. It has to be something much more significant. But, it's gruesome's probably the wrong word. I mean, we do it to dogs and cats and things all the time. We microchip them all the time.
But those chips are about the size of a grain of rice, aren't they?
Yeah, something like that, rather than something microscopic.
That you can't see. I definitely examined the glass file before I received my vaccine, just out of interest. And the other thing I was thinking, since each file does about 5 or 6 people, how can they tell that each person has got a chip?
Well, there must be lots of them. I might have
5. I've got 5 and you got none. That's not fair.
Maybe they only care about getting groups of people. Just a second.
Well, it comes back to 5G in general. Mark Steele says 5G is a weapon. Who's it killed? What is the purpose of killing people with it, even if it did kill people? What are they trying to achieve with it, with 5G killing people? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to be really cunning. We'd have to sneak over to Russia and set up a really good mobile phone network for them just to get them.
Yes.
And we've got it right. We've installed it here.
Yeah. Yes, well, maybe it's the Russians installing it here. Who knows?
Okay.
But the craziest theory to me is that 5G gives you COVID. And of course, COVID's prevalent in places where there isn't 5G.
So let's say, hold on, it doesn't do that. Just in case YouTube censors come back around, it does not do that.
Yes, it is crazy. It's a crazy theory. And we're talking about the craziness of the theory, not giving it any credence whatsoever. Because if you think that's possible, then you really are a nutter.
Yeah, and so it's just for people's information. I have collected a bunch of information on that. Correlation is not causation, but lack of correlation is lack of causation. And so if there are places that have no 5G and do have COVID, that's lack of correlation. For example, most of South America, and I have some information on my website, Argentina, Brazil,
India. Was it 165,000 new cases?
Yeah.
In every day or something?
Yeah.
Anywhere outside of Minneapolis and St. Paul in Minnesota here. So, yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, because you only have 5G in the cities. Yeah. So make sure you check out that Slim Living Cyborg's link and his channel, because he's pretty awesome. He's one of the most interesting people I've ever met on YouTube. So I think everyone should go and check him out if you haven't already.
He said that they can't be putting microchips in vaccines. Needle size would have to be too large. Size matters. You know what that is?
Yes.
Just exactly what my wife said to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for Butch Thundercock to say something along those lines too. And MC Toon's posted a link to his 5G webpage. One of the things, when I first started this, I was thinking, oh, all this information's out there. I might collect it into a website or something. And then I saw MC Toon had already done it. So if you want to find out anything, MC Toon is a great resource. Go to mctoon.net. Go there and you'll find information on all sorts of things.
You say that, Hugh, but I do notice you're often posting links to your website, MC. And I had a look, and every single page just says subscribe to me. That's it. Yeah, that's all it says.
Well, that's all the information.
I'm going to hack it. I'm going to hack your website so it just says subscribe to Mr. S. Job done.
Very good. I'll change it for you. I'll just don't
Thank
worry
you,
about
pal.
it.
Oh, but, just as an aside, I've been working at home. I've been watching a lot of debates. I've been watching a few of yours, and you mentioned in something, you just, as a throwaway comment, you said, oh, I haven't got anything about Mage on your website, because I do have all that telemetry data, which I'm more than willing for you to take to pop on your channel with whatever links and whatever you're going to do.
It is on my to-do list to get.
That's cool. That's cool. Anytime, just give us a shout.
And for now, I do like, I love it when flat earthers find curvature, right? You know, or proof or
like
evidence
Ranty
for the
did.
globe, like Ranty, Jaron, Bob, and Dwayne Kellum is a flat earther that put up a camera similar to yours before yours. He did like 20 some of them. So I have a page on his with an analysis of the camera lens that he used. So I don't know what lens you use. Maybe we can figure that out and see if there's any.
Yeah, there's some details. There is some details in the description, but also Walter Bislin did a whole analysis of Mage and its cameras, and he's got all the details because I'm not a photographer, and he's got all the stuff, the calculations, and what the lens was, and so on. So you could pull a lot of information from Walter, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's another genius,
isn't he? Just
yeah. He's forgotten that, more stuff than I'll ever know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so let's move on with the next video and see what Mark Steele sort of craziness he has for us.
He looks like he sat there in an old people's home.
This 5G IoT smart city development, and EMP, vaporize the city, take everything out, nothing left. I mean, vaporize everything. So you've got concrete just basically powders, everything just bursts into flames. Basically,
5G. He thinks 5G does this.
If I bounce enough microwave radiation into you, right, and then I fire an overburden, what's called an EMP, you just vaporize, nothing left of you.
Right. Why didn't everyone in Grenfell vaporize then?
Well, because not everybody's charged enough, because I'm going to finish you in. From the United Nations is to get you into a city, right, so they can actually murder you. And when they're finished murdering you, they can vaporize your body at the same time. Quite a clever little trick. Don't need to bury anybody.
I can vaporize you with the same technology, the same microwave radiation energy. You're a hydrocarbon based product. And if I fill you full of microwave radiation from all the smart devices, smart meters, smart TVs, everything's smart, bounce your molecular structure, and then I fire an EMP, you vaporize.
I've got lots of...
Yeah.
That was,
I wonder if he wants some salad, some dressing with his weird salad.
It's the best nutcase stuff has a tiny shred of truth in it. So enough power, you could do that. But the amount of power you need to vaporize a human, you'd need
with no trace. Yeah.
You'd need several very large power plants, like very large, at least 1.21 gigawatts power plants, and focus it into a single person. But a 5G cell phone tower is 50 watts.
Well, not being funny. If you're cremating someone, how much energy does that take? And that's just turning you to dust, not vaporizing you.
Yeah, to regularly burn them. I don't know.
I think it's about 4 hours at like 400 degrees or something like that.
Googly is my friend.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and he thinks you can do it with concrete. The amount of power necessary. See, he doesn't understand power. So I can explain the difference in power, right? So there's power and frequency. Frequency, think about audio, right? A high sound, a low sound. That's a difference in frequency. Is there any one particular frequency that is bad for you? No, if it's not played loud. But if it doesn't matter what frequency, if you play it really loud, you can injure somebody with sound really, really loud. Same thing with electromagnetic waves. Super high power, you can do all sorts of things, but it's difficult to do really high power. You need power plants and things like that, and delivery mechanisms.
There was some sound weapons being developed, wasn't there, a long time ago? But I just read, in fact, a cremator uses 285 kilowatt hours of gas and 15 kilowatts of electric on average per cremation, roughly the same domestic energy as a single person for an entire month.
Yeah.
So it's quite not environmentally friendly, put it that way.
And that's a much more efficient way than transmitting over radio
broadcasting
waves.
It in all directions, aren't you?
Well, I mean, you with radio waves you can focus things, right? You've seen dishes and things like that, but like
but it's not as focused as gas in a sealed box burning.
Absolutely.
Well, yes, in honor of that word salad, I've got something to play, seeing it's my birthday as well.
New word salad cream. It's flat free.
Either be they either
blah 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 blah.
Sounds like a wet dream to me.
I am a stupid flat earther.
Saddam Hussein was on the verge of revealing the flat earth.
Get your salads extra fluffy with word salad cream.
There's no intelligibility because there's no science for a flat earth, and none of us are expected to know this kind of stuff. We're making this stuff up.
I would use water. I would use perfectly still water because in my model it would be perfectly level, flat, straight.
Flat Earth, yeah, absolutely. You can touch the flat Earth. You can see the flat Earth. You can taste the flat Earth.
Word salad cream. Taste it today.
That tastes like shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did I just see it said Thompson brand?
You could do that. Yeah, we can do that one too. Why not? It's my birthday.
Oh, I see. That was
a lot.
I just want. So it's another product by Thompson brand.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it. I enjoy these. They're the most fun videos I've ever made. So let's play them.
Are you not the sharpest tool in the shed? Do people often say you have kangaroos in your top paddock? Then do we have a product for you? Thompson brand brain hammers.
2 times 2 is 4.
Yes, Thompson brand brain hammers can make you taller.
Look, I'm 6'2", and I put on 2 inches since I started brain training. So my leg is broken. It's not working properly. It's not actually broken, guys.
And there's only minor side effects, such as shouting nonsense at children.
The floor is not moving 1,000 miles an hour. Okay?
Just look at all our happy customers, such as Daniel Pratt, Nathan Oakley.
Squeal, little piggy.
Anyway, later, guys.
Squeal
Later.
for me, you little piggy. Bye-bye, Timmy.
Anthony Riley.
We have a triangle with sides of 1, 1, and what are the angles?
Yeah, so that's an equilateral triangle, right?
Right, so what are the angles?
Does that work on a right angle triangle?
The sides are 1, 1, and 1. What are the angles?
When is that ever used in astronomical calculations for
And in REM.
I wasn't subject to all the fluoride treatment and all the chemicals in the food. It didn't affect my brain
Thompson brand brain. Some sense into you.
Ninja merely outlines proper kicking qualifications, but Jesus's recommendation is heavenly. So NMOLPKQJRIS is heavenly. Therefore, go unto Fabio very early Wednesday dawn, and he will teach you extracurricular yellow ball zigzag activities.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Has he released that last thing as a single yet?
I don't know, but yes, that was a funny one. But the next one I think is my masterpiece. I think so. Let's watch this one.
Hugh.
Old and learn.
Okay. Yep.
I just realised. Are you sure we should watch this? It's 33 seconds long.
Ooh, Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah. You've blown it, pal. Go on then.
Damn it. All right, let's watch it.
Do you feel cold and lonely on those long winter nights?
Hello, McFly.
Oh,
Anybody in there?
Then get Pratt Brand water heater. It's all you'll ever need. It will even take you to heaven and back.
How high?
Actually, that wasn't my favorite one. This one's the favorite one.
In these days of more and more severe climate events, you need to know, how many farts does your unicorn produce? Anthony Riley to the rescue. Yes, renowned genius Anthony Riley brings to you the Riley brand unicorn farts meter. Now you too can find out how many unicorn farts are in a glass of water.
It's going to measure the density of the tap water. Okay, that's coming in at 212 unicorn farts.
Riley brand unicorn farts meter. It'll blow you away.
Oh, Hugh. Why have we never seen these before, Hugh?
Well, you've seen them before, haven't you? You're subscribed to my channel.
Yeah, but I've not seen those. I honestly haven't.
Oh, okay. I'm always sending the word salad cream whenever I see someone who's speaking word salad. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, Pratt's channel, that you've seen, that's post.
Which one?
Well, yeah, he's got a couple. The ones that you see are post-processing. I don't know if people know that or not. But his real channel, the pre-processing, is actually out there too. I just put it in the chat. So you can see his actual videos before they've been heavily applied with CGI to remove some certain aspects. So, in case
if you remove all the craziness, there wouldn't be anything left.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, be sure to check those out, people.
Over the past year, the best ones I've done are the ads, and thanks to Cypher Zero for a lot of the ideas for that. But I haven't had many ideas since then. I guess maybe I could turn Mark Steele into something. Get your 5G microwave today, or something like that.
There you go.
Yeah, something like that. Doesn't seem quite as funny as unicorn farts, but anyway. All right. I actually, while we're on sort of a lighter note, I want to show one video I found on Facebook. Oops. Oops, hang on. That shouldn't be playing yet. Let me share the screen again. Oh, I should have set this up before I started mentioning it. There we go. All right, let's watch this. This is incredible. It's like it was something from a movie. I presume it's real. It looks like it must be because they're driving on the correct side of the road. It must be in the UK or something.
Yeah, that's UK police car.
Yeah. So, that was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh, wow.
It was.
Let's have a look at it again just to...
Any idea, does it say when this occurred?
No, I just found this on Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, is that a date at the bottom of the screen here?
No, it says 2NCS, whatever that is.
Don't know.
You mean this thing here?
Yeah.
2NCS.
I can't read it on the size screen I got, that's all.
The person who posted it on Facebook that I found it on the 7th of April was Manny Gujar. So credit to him. Apart from that, I have no idea how to credit this. So it's just a Facebook thing. So that was pretty incredible, I thought.
It was indeed.
All right, so on with Mark Steele, I guess. Back to the craziness that's in the world. There we go.
Patents to mitigate 5G weapons on the battlefield. I mean, I've got lots of patents. I had some intellectual property patents. I write patents. I'm an inventor, businessman, and I've written a number of patents.
Got a number of patents here. I've got a number of weapon sight system patents.
I've got quite a lot of patents to my name. I've got 20 patents to mitigate these weapons on the battlefield. I've got quite a lot of patents to my name. I've got quite a lot of inventions and patents. So I had a significant number of patents. I've got a number of patents. Because I've got several patents for battlefield mitigation head-up display systems. And it's got nothing to do with the vast array of patents and inventions that I've had. You know, I've got lots and lots of inventions, lots of IP, right. But I've got 20 patents here, Cloud, this field.
Yeah,
I've got 20 patents.
Yeah, cite them.
Cite them.
Cite them.
You should have come to the court case, right?
Yes. Okay, so you can't cite them. Thank you.
And that's the thing. Go on.
It's as if people is he doesn't expect people to just go and search his name in the patent database.
I was just going to say, have you looked that up?
Of course I have. There's one. And it's not even his invention, it's somebody else's invention, but he's listed on it because his company partnered with the guy that invented it. It's a bunch of mirrors inside of a helmet. So you can see behind you when you're inside your helmet, right?
How does that mitigate 5G?
It does not.
What you mean, like
20 anyway?
Like mods and their scooters with all the mirrors on. So you got like a motorcycle helmet with loads of arms out with mirrors.
No, it's inside the helmet,
right?
So you've got
so you can't even see the mirror.
A mirror right up in front of your face in the visor that goes up through the back, and then there's a port out the back. And the people that have used it are like, it's really not that useful because if you turn your head, now it's aiming in the wrong direction again, right? So you can't move your head in order to see behind you.
So all he needs next is a gun that fires backwards as well.
Yeah.
So then you can use your mirror.
I don't know. I mean, but yeah, there's other solutions that have a mirror.
Yeah, turn around.
Well, yeah, or on the sides of your motorcycle, but there are other ones that have like a camera on the back of your motorcycle with a wireless, which of course he thinks will vaporize you to see it, but whatever. Yeah.
Asus says that it's a super duper anti-5G helmet.
So yeah, the company that makes those helmets basically is doesn't exist anymore. I think 2017 or 2018 was the last time it actually had a filing with what do you call it? Something House in England there.
Company's House.
Company's House, yeah. So yeah, they don't sell helmets anymore. But yeah, he doesn't have any patents that are about mitigating 5G or battlefield anything. He has just that one about a helmet. That's it. All lies. All lies.
I like Dog Walker's explanation of it. It's a mini HUD inside a motorcycle helmet without electronics.
Yes, and Dog Walker has a little more experience and knowledge about it than a lot of other people. So he's been around Mark Steele for a bit.
And it just confirms the theory that he's failed at life and just wants to try and have some significance. He's got 20 patents, even though he has one, and it's not anything to do with what he's talking about. And there was another point I was going to make. Damn it, I hate it that when I think too much about the first point and forget about the second one. Oh, well.
I think you'd finished.
Yeah, it's not coming back to me. It will in 10 seconds' time when we've moved on to something else. But anyway, That's the way things are. That's getting old, I guess. All right, so let's see what else he's got to say. Oh, yes, the thing I was going to say is patents. Having a patent doesn't mean anything unless you're making money out of it, really, because a lot of people have patents and they make nothing out of it because no one wants it. Just because you invent something doesn't mean that you've invented something useful.
Yeah, you just stopped anyone else using your idea without your permission or royalties or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he knows much about patents. I'm on one patent and a couple applied patents, and nobody uses it. It doesn't exist. It's just an idea.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they'll be able to actually build your time machine one day.
Someday.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, then you can go back in time and not waste your time on it.
Yeah. In fact, when they do, I'll make all the money out of it because I'll buy one, go back in time and patent it myself before you did.
Which kind of suggests that none of that ever could happen.
Not yet.
Doesn't it?
Oh, I love the expression on your face.
I mean, don't you remember when I did that sometime next week?
Yes.
It must be a different timeline for me.
Could be, couldn't it? Different story arc.
All right, let's see what else. On with the stupid, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, hang on. I'm not sharing my screen. Oops. I've just buggered it up. Damn it. I had set it up, but then I needed to respond to a chat. All right. So this one we've seen. So I'll just put it at the end, and then we can
cite them. Thank you.
5G's got nothing to do with telecommunications.
So what is different about 5G and 4G as currently deployed in the UK?
All right, well, I'll explain it to you. Right, 4G is a telecommunication system. 5G is a weapon. 5G is really masquerading as a telecommunication system. It's a direct energy weapon system.
It is not a telecommunication system. 5G is a weapon.
This is a kill grid. That's what it is. It's only masquerading as a telecommunications system. It's got absolutely nothing to do with the telecommunications system. In fact, 5G is masquerading as a telecommunications system. It's not. And that's what 5G is. 5G is masquerading as a telecommunications system. It's got nothing to do with urban telecommunications. It's urban radar. It's a weapon system, and it's here to kill you. It's a weapon. It's got nothing to do with telecommunications.
He never offers any evidence. He just says it.
No, he just says it. And that's classic, woo peddlers that you just get a few of them saying it, and then the audience hears it from multiple places, and then it becomes truth for them.
And it should be a red flag for people. When someone is just saying something adamantly over and over without offering any evidence, that's when you start checking into it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I live in quite a rural area. We got 3G. We've only got patchy 4G. We certainly haven't got 5G. So until they have plastered the entire world with 5G, they can't switch it on and start killing people because, we won't use it in the other places. We wouldn't let it be installed. We're not going to install it here. You killed everyone there. You killed everyone in central London. Now you want to install it here. We're not having it.
It was burning down towers and things.
The people, by his claim, the people that are creating it and responsible behind it live in the areas that 5G is getting installed first. So are they doing it to themselves knowingly? How do you explain that?
And how's he explain the fact that no one has actually been vaporized yet?
Well, he just doesn't talk about it. He changes the topic.
Well, I thought it was interesting. He was holding a piece of electronics and saying, "This is the weapon system." And you think, well, okay, you've got the perfect opportunity to demonstrate how it works.
He doesn't.
So why haven't you?
I have. This is the first one that he went on about, and I just ordered it off of eBay for £9. It is just a real basic antenna. Now, he doesn't know anything about antennas by his own electronics, by his own admission. This is a quarter wave monopole antenna. He says he makes all sorts of claims about it. But yeah, it's super low power.
But can you make sure you don't point it at the screen, please? I'm a little worried.
It actually goes out this way in all directions this way. So this would get you no exposure or very little, and this would get you maximum. But
so with World War III, we're going to go armed with iPhone 11s or whatever, and they're going to use Uzi 9mm, and they're going to beat our asses.
Yeah,
I suppose you could ring them up and show them a couple of memes, but I don't think it's going to work.
So again, he's relying on his audience's willful ignorance because the 5G specification is freely available. 3gpp.org has the actual, specification. You can go look at it. It's just, an update from release 14, which is an update from release 13, which is it's just
13.
So yeah,
13.
So 15 is the release that they dubbed 5G. It's arbitrary. The marketing people are like, hey, we need a name. We need a new, sticker that we can plaster on it and get people excited for it. So let's call release 15 5G. So release 20 will be 6G probably,
I am worried about 33G though.
Yes, definitely.
But then we can go on to 42G. So,
oh yeah,
and we'll have the answer.
Or maybe we'll jump up to 1H.
Could be, yeah. I don't know where it wraps around.
Yes. Maybe at 33 it becomes 1H.
Yeah, it depends on how many digits are allowed. They might not have. There may be a Y2K problem.
And you are assuming base 10, of course.
True. Could be base 13.
You have a good point. Yeah.
Well, it's got letters in it. So what's G? That's the 7th letter of the alphabet. So that's base 17. So yeah,
18. Base 18.
18. I missed by one. Missed it by that much. Yes. Well, let's get on with the stupid, eh?
All right.
So if you are gene edited, if you become a genetically modified chimera,
he's talking about the vaccine.
Commit genocide on you without any sort of sanctions. The vaccination changes your DNA. You then become a chimera. And then after that, once you're a chimera, that 5G weapon system linked with the contaminated vaccinations. The vaccinations also have tungsten and aluminium. When you put them into a microwave field, you will die.
So that'll go into your DNA. It'll change you into a pig, what's called a chimera. And a chimera is not covered under the law.
Cause you to be called a chimera. You will become a chimera.
Pronunciation's wrong.
Vaccination, you've just tacitly agreed to die. Because it's got gene editing technology. It'll turn you into a chimera, a pig. It will turn you into a chimera. You will die a chimera. You will then become a chimera. Then turns you into what's called a chimera. 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 Chimera.
Chimney, chimney,
Chimera.
That was great.
I love that.
Yes, it's chimera, everyone. It's not chimera. That shows how little he knows.
Yeah, he says it and you heard this a lot with the mRNA vaccine claims about modifying your genetics, which it does not do. It can't do. But never mind that. The people that don't know anything said it a lot, and therefore it must be true in their minds. So
exactly, yeah. It's the persuasion technique. If you say something adamantly over and over, people start to believe you.
The gullible people that refuse to check what you say. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and again, that's why debunking sites channels are very important because we've got to get the real information out there. So, sarcastic barman's just decided to crawl into the bar. Ooh. Hello, mate. How are you?
3 pints lager and a packet of crisps, please. I've got all the right money and everything.
Yeah,
and the pubs are open now. Come on, service.
Yes. But the world's ending in 5 minutes, of course.
Somebody in the chat mentioned, Mr. Sensible, that you like Irish cream.
Baileys. I do like a Baileys.
That is my favorite.
Ah, good. Yeah. A Baileys man.
But I'll put some Kahlua in there too.
I don't even know what that is. So little do I know such things.
Yeah, it's coffee liqueur.
Oh, okay. I thought Baileys was Irish coffee. I don't know.
I don't know.
Baileys is whiskey and cream, basically.
Yeah.
I'll take coffee that that's been sit on the pot that's like done, right? I'll put it in the freezer in an ice cube tray, and then I'll put the ice cubes in a glass and some Baileys in it. That's awesome.
Lovely.
Sounds good. I had never thought of that, but it sounds good.
Yes. So, Mr. Barman, that's what I need when I
so
find
3
out.
pints of lager, packet of crisps, please, and a couple of Baileys.
There we go.
He's got all the right money and everything.
To be honest, I miss English pubs or British pubs. It's been a while since I've been in one. Last time I went to the UK,
you must have been the barman.
I was back in the 1990s. Yeah, I lived in Britain for a year at a place called Wallingham in Surrey, and also later on at Oxted. So, yeah, worked in those pubs. They were great. They're very much part of the community in Britain, whereas in Australia, it's where the old bastards go to get pissed at 7 o'clock in the morning and stay pissed all day, spending their pensions. So,
for the Americans, what does getting pissed mean?
Getting drunk.
There you go.
Yes, of course.
Rather
yes,
than
to you,
angry.
it just means angry. Yeah,
Yes.
It means angry here too, being pissed off.
Yeah.
But yeah. Barman saying he has Kalea. I think he means Kahlua.
Oh,
a pint of vodka, Aza wants. Okay, that'll finish him off. A whole pint. I guess it depends if it's good vodka or not.
Pint of vodka. He must be Russian.
Well, maybe. When I was working at the pub, we had this guy come in, and he just every time he came in, he just wanted to get absolutely drunk to the point where you couldn't serve him anymore. And so you call last orders, and so he'd come up and ask for 6 shots of vodka. And so one day we said, okay, that isn't going to do him any good. He's already had a skinful. So we replaced the vodka with water, and he's too drunk to notice the difference in the change.
Wow.
And he just drank them all because, vodka has no real taste. And then he walked off, assuming that he was going to be absolutely pissed. So I'm sure he was surprised his hangover was only of magnitude 8 on the Richter scale, rather than one
boasting
of
to
12
everyone
or
how he
13.
can handle his drink.
Oh.
Yes, well, probably, yes. But we didn't want to rip him off or anything. We just wanted to look after his health somewhat.
Yeah, have those 6 on us. It's all right.
But responsible service wasn't so busy back then. But we just wanted to look after people. Anyway, fun times at the pub. I sort of missed that. But last time I was in the UK a couple of years ago, I had my kids with me, so we couldn't really go to the pub very often. Did go into one, but the kids didn't appreciate it, being teenagers, and went straight over their head. So, all 33 of them. Anyway.
You have 33 kids too?
Well, doesn't everyone?
Well, yeah. Should.
Yeah. I mean, your own slave labor force. It's great.
Well, I've only got 3, but I haven't told Mrs. S that she's not the mother. Okay. So
Okay.
Keep that under your hat.
Yep.
Yes, that's always a bit awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was talking about, it's spelled absinthe, but I think it's actually correctly pronounced absinthe. Absinthe. I had a Swiss friend who told me all about absinthe.
So you just make it sound like you're already drunk when you say it.
Exactly. I hadn't thought about that. That's good. Yes. Anyway, let's. Should have been ready again. I was, but then I had to change. It's so frustrating. Anyway, share audio, and let's get on with the stupid.
Well, the main technical parameter for 5G is focused energy in air.
The main technical parameter for 5G is actually focused energy in air.
5G, its main technical parameter is focused energy in air. The main technical parameter is focused energy in air. Focused energy in air is the main technical parameter for 5G. 5G, its main technical parameter is focused energy in air. Anything that's 5G has to have a collimated focused array signal.
Right.
Because that's the main technical parameter for 5G.
No, it's not.
What's the main technical parameters?
It was upheld.
He thinks it's focused energy in air, which he doesn't even really understand because, as he said before, he's not an electronics expert, nor is he a expert in microwave radiation. But he thinks that it is a requirement of 5G to focus the signal somehow. And so he thinks this, because he has declared this to be 5G, which it's not. And he has declared 5G to be focused energy in air, that this therefore is focused energy in air, somehow collimating the signal, but it's not. It's a really basic antenna. It's called an omnidirectional. It goes in all directions evenly. Like a dish, we've all seen dishes. A dish will focus the signal. There's no dish there. Or you could do it with a lens, but the lens is for that has to be really big, about this big, 14 inches minimum, to focus that signal. But he doesn't know that. Anyway, he just made it all up. He's
having a Bailey's. All right.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. Bring us back one too.
I'm all out.
Yeah. It's too early in the morning for me.
It is early.
Yes. Well, it's late for you. You'll be going to dinner soon.
Yeah.
The butler will bring it in, I guess.
So I didn't even know Chumbawamba, because Angel Gamer's talking about that now. She sent me a message on Discord, so I know what Chumbawamba is. But
that's the song. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Oh, that.
Well, the group was called Chumbawamba. Well, no, it was called that. The song was called that. Yeah, copyright. So I'm talking over it.
Yep. So, all right.
Well, Tub Thumping was that the group? I can't remember which was which. God, that was in the 1990s too. I was in the UK when that was coming out on the charts and things.
Oh, I don't know. Being that I'm just 13, it's before my time.
Well, yes, yeah. Very mature for 13, though.
I try to act right in the middle of 13.
All right. Super chat from General E. Shady, and I get Australian $2 this time. I can see the country. And General E. Shady is about 100 kilometres south of me, so he's in the same time zone. And he says, it's always 5 p.m. somewhere, bourbon incoming. Well, if you don't have to work today, I guess why not? There's nothing stopping you. I remember Barman would do videos during the lockdown and saying, hey, it's 10 o'clock, but who cares? You can drink during the lockdown. Why not, I guess?
So let's see. I don't know. I only know there's the one side and the other side of Australia. Right.
Well, there's the top side and the bottom side too.
Oh.
And the middle side.
Oh, I'm all confused now. The geography.
Yes. I just wanted to say, Asa says my dad used to say, as long as it's noon somewhere, but he was Scottish. So maybe he said, as long as it's 9 somewhere.
Oh.
So, yeah, what did you want to know about Australia's geography?
Well, it is 2.5 times as wide as the United States, right?
Well, according to flat Earth maps, yeah.
Yes. And it's kind of a curved up like this.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Okay.
Like it's been pummeled into the ground somewhat.
Yeah, somehow.
Well, that reminds me, you've done your side. I've got to do my side of a test of Google Maps, basically. So I'll be driving up to Toowoomba at some point, and that's roughly 1 degree of longitude east-west, and at my latitude of roughly 27 degrees south, we'll be able to determine whether that matches Google Maps.
Yeah.
But based on the odometer of the car. So, and if we can trust, oh yes, Mr. Sensible's got his Baileys. So if we can prove that we can trust Google Maps, then we can prove that it's a spherical model.
And they're stuck then, because they use Google Maps for stuff all the time.
Yes. For some reason, Oakley thinks it's a flat Earth map.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a flat screen, hasn't he? You don't see the screen bulging forward, do you?
Well, some screens you can get like that, actually.
Bulging forward. Bulging
not forward. No, they go the other way. Yeah. Convex.
So you're talking about concave flat Earth map sort of thing.
Maybe.
It's all getting very confusing, Hugh.
Yes. General Lee Shady's given me another Australian $2 super chat. Thank you for that. Australia leans east because of me. Yes, so much weight on this side of the continent. We're going to go under New Zealand eventually. So,
I actually used Melbourne to measure the radius of Melbourne and Google Maps to measure the radius of the Earth. Because if things like Google Maps or any navigation service or Lyft and Uber, if any of them work in Melbourne, then we have to trust the latitude and longitude and the distances, and you can verify these things yourself for anybody that lives in Melbourne. So I picked an area of Melbourne that I think was 1/10 of a degree wide, I believe. And in the city of Melbourne, right? So somebody could go and just drive it themselves and see if it matches that distance to find out if the distance between lines of latitude match. And because
it should be easy because most of the roads in Melbourne are on a grid, so east, west, and north, south. So you should be able to do an east, west grid pretty easily.
Yeah, so that's what I did.
Have to watch out for trams, so.
But for some reason, they don't care. They're like, oh, they could be lying. Like, how could they be lying? The latitude, longitude works. The distances work.
Yeah. They could also be ocelots, I mean, what could doesn't mean anything.
Could they?
Go verify. Go use celestial navigation techniques to verify the latitude, longitude is correct according to Google Maps. They don't disagree with that.
There was another crazy thing that Ross Thatcher said the other day.
Ocelot navigation, Hugh.
Possibly, yeah. Oh, yeah, there is an ocelot
possum navigation.
Yeah, dead possum, maybe.
Okay.
There was another crazy thing that Ross Thatcher, Flat Earth Aussie Jesus, said in that modern day debate thing. He said that the South Celestial Pole doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Even though he can go outside and look at it every night, I do, and I filmed it. So it's just crazy.
They just have denial.
Well, it's they've decided a view of the world. Sorry, what's that?
They should be Egyptians, really.
Yes, a denial. Yeah. Yes, I guess if you don't like the world as it is, just make shit up, and then tell everyone else that you're right for some reason.
Yep. If you say it enough, they'll believe you.
Yeah. All right, so let's get on with the stupid, eh?
I won a case against Northumbria Police. This appeal was upheld.
As if we could read that.
Non-investigation of the genocide. They wouldn't investigate. They said I was making up. Even though we won this in a court, even though the precedent is in the court.
Even though I won a case against Northumbria Police, I won an RUPC case against Northumbria Police. Unfortunately, I won a court case.
I read all about that. That was a gag order that didn't get gagged.
So for reference, Northumbria is the area he lives. So the Northumbria Police, the Northumbria Police Department is his local police department, and he was brought to court by them because he was harassing the city council members, and the city won a gag order against him, and it was very, very strong. I think probably significantly too strong. So he appealed it, and the judge slightly reduced the strength of the gag order, and he claims that is him winning against the IOPC in court and setting precedent. And again, his gullible followers don't read the court case. They just play him saying that he won the court case. That's it.
Job done.
Yeah, he's
a total bloody chuff nugget.
Well, apart from that, yeah, I was about to say, I look at it from the persuasion point of view. because I think that's what we need to combat the most. And yeah, they use persuasion, and they border on, well, they do go into manipulation, which is trying to persuade people into doing something they don't want to do. But most of them, as you said, they just eat it up because, okay, I just saw the face bumps, that's all. Yeah, most of them just eat it up because they decided they just want to accept what he has to say. And, you know,
well, he said he's an expert, so, right?
Well, yes, several times apparently. He has all these patents, of course.
Yep.
All these patent.
Yes, but you saw this patent. Yes. Well, you saw that image of him there talking to you. Check this one out. I can't tell the difference. Can you?
Which one is the Muppet?
Awesome. That's awesome.
Why, I'm on.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
I've been using Grandpa Simpson for him, and I put the sunglasses on. I used After Effects to do that.
After Effects, you can do rocket with After Effects.
That's all the After Effects I've ever done. I'm pretty new at it, but this particular thing on Teespring was I ordered a sample shipment, and then they canceled it because they think that there's some copyright issue there. So I mean, they're right. But anyway,
the Simpsons.
I know they don't care, but Teespring does. So anything they think is copyright, they don't do. So this is the only mug that'll ever get produced.
Yes,
wow.
that's a one of a kind. Yes, so this put it on eBay for $1 million.
So this one here says ionization is where you knock an ion off an atom. There's an eon and an ion. Mark Steele, very, very expert. And then on this side is that's the 5G death ray lamppost that tried to get me. It's a directional microstrip high gain scanning target acquiring radar antenna. Citation needed.
I think you should send it to Mark.
I did send him a mug.
Oh,
I sent him an OSI mug. Because we have taken to calling ourselves the Operation of Strategic Influence, because he says that we're all Brigade 77, which is I didn't even know about it before he accused me of being in it. A British Secret Service kind of thing. Apparently,
like SEAL Team 6 or something.
Yeah. So we sent. He made no mention of it, and he did not send a thank you. I don't know why.
I like what Bat Beeble just put Matlock because of Grandpa Simpson. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I don't know.
So now we're going to go on to where he's saying a lot about something that he clearly knows nothing about: nanoparticulates.
Oh my goodness.
Got these nanoparticulates, tungsten in particular. The vaccine is contaminated with nanoparticulates to commit mass genocide.
The vaccine carries nanoparticulates. We have a scientific document here. All vaccines carry micro and nanoparticulates. The nanoparticulates can be activated. Aluminium and metal particulates are extremely toxic.
Which one? Tungsten nanoparticulates, aluminium nanoparticulates, zinc and mercury, and a number of other pathogens that would commit mass genocide. It'll increase the toxicity, but they'll emit the toxicity through an electromagnetic radiation frequency field. Obviously, as it hits those nanoparticulates.
Pause.
Out, and it'll be toxic.
There's the helmets.
There's the helmets. Exactly.
All right.
Wow. And I'm wondering what his website is. One Suvas. One Suvas, man.
He doesn't have enough technical skill to know how to broadcast himself.
No. What he does, he should be wearing his helmet and he'd see it in the mirrors.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Sorry, Mark.
So the rest of it is the same. And yeah, so he has a study from many years ago on that where they studied the contents of vaccines and then said that the vaccine, which at the time didn't even exist, has nanoparticulates. How does he know that? He doesn't know that. But I'll grant this. When you're able to measure as well as we are now, you find all sorts of things that are not intended to be in the final product. So if you mix your stuff in a stainless steel container, the vessel, right, you're going to get little bits of stainless steel in there. So
nanoparticulates,
absolutely,
canoeists, other contaminations like that.
Yeah. So you're going to get those things. But the study that he's citing is actually things like there were in this one vial of vaccine, there were like 12 nanoparticulates, like extremely, extremely pure. But he doesn't understand that. But what that basically study is showing is how pure it is. And the thing he also misses is that just breathing gets more tungsten in you in a day than that one shot.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing they do. And again, it's a scale thing. Like for anti-vaxxers say, vaccines have aluminium in them, which causes autism, but they have as much aluminium as tap water, or less, actually.
Yeah, less.
Less than tap water. So, no one's saying don't drink water.
Mercury, right? Eating one bite of fish has more mercury than a vaccine.
Yeah. It's all about scale. It doesn't matter if it's there. It depends on how much, you get enough water, you drown. So
turns out if you inhale dihydrogen monoxide, you can suffocate to death.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you inhale enough of it anyway.
You're safer off drinking dehydrated water, as long as you hydrate it first, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, so there was a whole joke product thing along those lines. All right, what's the next one on about? 60 gigahertz.
If I put a signal into an oxygen molecule and it actually starts to change the orbital properties of the
very aggressive
molecule, your hemoglobin kind of pick it up. If I pour a lot of amplitude into it, I can actually break the covalent bond. If I break that covalent bond, I've got a load of oxygen atoms kicking around. They then attach with other oxygen molecules, creating O3.
The 60 gigahertz frequency in a certain pulse rate, I'm not going to tell you what that is because you might want to go and try it on somebody. The oxygen atom attaches to O2 through that radiator. All right, so as it comes out the top, split, it catches, links with O2, the end of O3. And O3 will kill all biological life.
60 gigahertz accelerates the electrons in your hemoglobin.
It accelerates them.
It'll pass the kids in the schools. There's 60 gigahertz in the school. That specific frequency from those transmitters actually accelerates the electron field in the oxygen molecule, and the children will starve of oxygen. If I hit you with a 60 gigahertz frequency, I'll steal your breath.
If I was to blast enough 60 gigahertz amplitude into an oxygen molecule, I might break it.
No.
And that oxygen atom will attach with other oxygen molecules and create O3.
We've got Ofcom, 60 gigahertz. We've all heard about the 60 gigahertz I spoke about in 2018. It's no good for telecoms. All it will do is damage the air so you can't breathe it and it will gas you.
Schools today, this is 60 gigahertz. 60 gigahertz has got no use at all as a telecommunications part of the spectrum. It has only one purpose. It damages the air so that you can't breathe it. So it damages the oxygen molecule in such a way that your hemoglobin has difficulty picking it up and you will be asphyxiated.
Gigs, which accelerates the electron field in the oxygen molecule, and you get oxygen starvation, which looks like altitude sickness.
They've just fitted 60 gigahertz in the schools. They call it Y-gig. It will starve the oxygen in the schools. Not coming for our children.
The 60 gigs frequency is only there. It is not a telecommunications part of the spectrum. It only accelerates the
kid in a
electron
dinosaur
field in the
outfit.
oxygen molecule, and you won't be able to breathe it.
So there's so many wrong things in there.
Yeah. Did you see that before that last bit where there was a little kid next to him? Can you just go to that scene before where he's outside?
Yeah, that was at Trafalgar Square.
Yeah,
in September, October, somewhere there.
Can you do that, Hugh?
With Kate there. Yep, hang on. I'm getting there.
The toxic nurse there.
I'm wondering about the... Oh, yeah, Kate Shemirani was there. No, I'm wondering about these chimeras.
All right. You want me to play it all?
So it was about 20 seconds. There, stop. Look at that. Bloody great
cherry.
ice cream. Bloody great ice cream in the back. It's huge. It's a mutant.
A massive cherry.
Yeah. Wow.
That's proof of that
Sorry,
global
I just
warming's
have to
not
look at
happening.
that
It's not
again.
melting.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it must be fake. It would be melting, wouldn't it?
Oh.
Yeah.
So
well, it is England. It's pretty cold. So.
Yeah.
I have to. You just can't play that without covering the things, right? 5G does not use 60 gigahertz. WiGig was not installed in schools. WiGig is 60 gigahertz. 60 gigahertz does not break covalent bonds. It does not accelerate electrons. It does not cause them to spin. Some people have said that it causes electrons to spin. So all right, so those are the caveats there. What it does do is it does change the spin. So spin is a property. It doesn't mean spinning. It's just a property. It's a weird name. It kind of is misnamed. And it changes it from parallel to anti-parallel. But it's chemically the same. So it doesn't actually change anything about oxygen. Oxygen acts the same before and after it has absorbed a 60 gigahertz photon. So he also says it breaks the covalent bond, and then he's saying it ionizes it. He doesn't even understand that he's just claiming it's being ionized. And then it will go join with another O2 and cause O3. And so somebody's saying that's not an O2 molecule. Correct. That is an O3 molecule. I think that he had up there ozone. Yeah. And then he's like, ozone kills all life. Well, it doesn't.
No, if you've been by a photocopier, you smelled ozone, you breathed it in, you haven't died.
Yeah, and some people use them as air purifiers in their house. And there's controversy about whether or not that's a good way to do air purification, but
you don't die from it. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the whole thing about this whole 5G thing. If you listen to Mark Steele, there should be bodies everywhere. Well, they'll vaporize, but people, the population should be reducing fast. And that's not what's happening, is it? No. I mean, unless it, and I'm not saying YouTube, I'm going to debunk this, unless you say 5G causes things like COVID, which it can't. It cannot do that. YouTube, listen very carefully. That's the only way it would work. And of course, it doesn't do that, so it doesn't work. So it's just spouting rubbish. And another thing that these common with all conspiracy nutters, he's obviously read something in a book or in a paper or something. It's said a few things that he reacted to, and he's just repeating them. He doesn't really understand any of them, but from his limited point of view, because he doesn't really have the education to understand what he was reading, it makes sense to him, and he's just expressing what makes sense to him, even though it doesn't make sense in reality to everyone else. And because he's adamant about it, people listen.
And this one especially is a repeat thing, because there's a bunch of different people that have said the exact same thing about 60 gigahertz. Dana Ashley, what's his name? Blitcher in Finland. Lena Poo said it. Mark Steele says it. That former soccer player in that thought he was Jesus. That guy says it.
David Icke?
Yes, that guy.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of these people that have been just repeating each other, making claims that oxygen that has been exposed to 60 gigahertz somehow cannot bind with hemoglobin. It's completely unsupported. I actually have a video calling out 5 people, including Mark Steele, Kate Shemirani, to give the supporting evidence, it's been silence from them. I contacted, other than Kate and Mark, I contacted the other 3 myself. No response. I have a part 2 coming up with another 5 people. I'm sure they will not respond either, because there's nothing. I know it. So
I'm going to have to wrap it up there because I need to get to work soon because I'm working from home today. So thank you very much for being on the show. Thank you to all those who gave super chats. I very much appreciate that. Thank you to all my channel members, including new member Second Best Bob. Great to have you on board as a Jarsol. So hang on. What am I looking for? Yes. Do I have? Yes, I do. So yes, I don't know when the next live stream will be. Hopefully within 2 weeks. Hopefully next week. It depends on what topics I come up with in the meantime, and how busy I get at work. But there still will be Hugh Jarsz in the future. So keep tuned. Check that you're still subscribed. Go to my community page and vote in the Flurf World Cup. Round 2 will be starting on Thursday. And then we'll see who will be the ultimate winner sometime next week. So that's going to be good fun. So thanks once again, gentlemen, and Mr. Sensible for being on the show. And yes, we'll play the credits. Thanks again.
All right. See you later.
So there's nothing left to do. But cue the corgi.
You're despicable.
Hugh Jarsz says, I love Hugh Jarsz and I cannot lie.